Before we begin the English lesson, I feel very embarrassed. When I was re-watching the English lesson, I noticed I had a piece of white fuzz on my head. I think it was from my shirt, but I'm not going to record the entire English lesson over again. I think you will still be able to learn some English from it. I hope it's not too distracting. It's just super embarrassing for me. I need to look at myself in the mirror before I record lessons. Thanks for your patience. And thanks for clicking on this English lesson. There are lots of English teachers out there and you chose me. That means a lot. Over the last couple weeks, the English lessons on this channel have been pretty grim. Lots of killing, lots of bombing, but today I figured we should take a break from all of that violence and actually talk about something that might save lives. The country of France is banning cigarette smoking in public. If this is your first time here, my name is Brent and I produce English lessons using the news that will help you improve your English. In today's English lesson, we'll talk about the verb banned. We will talk about the verb face. We'll talk about what it means if something has been glamorized. Do you know what it means if something has fallen out of favor? If you don't worry, because by the end of this English lesson, you will. In total, we have about 25 new terms to discuss. There are also now new audio tracks on this English lesson. You can listen to the lesson in French, Spanish, Portuguese. I have heard the audio is not great, but if you need that little help, maybe you want to watch this English lesson in your first language before watching it in English. I don't know. Maybe you are an advanced English learner. The lessons on this channel tend to be quite advanced, so you might not need it. Let's watch that newscast together, and then I will come back and explain all of those difficult terms to you.
A cigarette break in a park is one of life's pleasures for Parisian Guillaume Rug, so he's angry that smoking in places like this will be soon banned in France.
It's just a way of oppressing us. It's a useless attack on our freedoms. Our rights in France are being destroyed and ridiculous things like this become an issue.
It will become illegal to smoke in parks, on beaches, at bus stops and outside schools, anywhere that children gather in order to protect their health.
Banned. That means not allowed by law. Smoking is now banned in parks across France. How about this sentence that has nothing to do with smoking? Some schools in the United States are thinking about banning cell phones. My school is thinking about it, but it is super hard to do. Every student has a cell phone, and some parents want their children to have those cell phones while they are at school. Please let me know in the comments, do you think students should have cell phones in school? Oppressing. What if something is oppressing? That means treating people in a cruel or unfair way. Some smokers say the new rules are oppressing their freedom. My wife and I visited France a couple months ago. We had an amazing time, but I was shocked at how much smoking actually went on in public. It looks like France is trying to stop that, but there is one public place that will not be affected. We'll talk about it a little later. Some people say it is useless to try to ban cell phones in schools. Useless means not helpful or having no use. Many think smoking is useless and only harms your health. Next, we have the verb gather. That means to come together in a group. People often gather outside to smoke. Let's take a look at this picture here. It looks like this family is having a gathering. quite possibly for Thanksgiving dinner. They are gathering together, but you can also have the noun a gathering. It's just another way to say people are coming together for one reason. Hang on just a second. I need to interrupt the English lesson to let you know I am offering private one-on-one English conversations. If you want to improve your English and you want me to be your tutor, check out the comment section or the description below. There you will find a link to sign up, and if you use the code 10OFF, you'll get 10% off your lesson. Okay, now back to the English lesson.
It's a very good idea children don't choose to smoke. It's a drug that's imposed on them. We all know it's unhealthy and can cause cancer. So children shouldn't suffer because of smokers.
French police will enforce the ban, and people found breaking it will face a fine of $150. For decades, smoking was glamorized by French movie stars, but the habit once regarded by some as the epitome of French style is falling out of favor with the public.
Next, we have the verb imposed. That means forced by law or rule. France imposed strict new rules to stop public smoking. Now notice it says nothing about private smoking. Public is where everyone can gather. Private might be like your own home. So France is not saying you can't smoke in your own home, but if you want to go out to a park and smoke, that might be a different matter. I think most people can agree that smoking can cause cancer. Let's talk about what cancer means in English. A serious disease where cells grow uncontrollably. Smoking causes cancer in many people. Some people will smoke their entire lives, live to a nice old age, and never get cancer. But I do not want to test it out, which is why I have never smoked. A good verb to know in English, suffer. That means to feel pain or discomfort. Let's take a look at this picture here. It looks like this woman is suffering from heat. She has a fan blowing on her face. Ooh, we will talk about face in just a minute, but it's not the noun form, it's the verb form. Let's get a sentence that uses suffer. His grandmother suffered for years because of lung disease. This is a picture of your lungs in English, and if you smoke, there is a good chance your lungs are going to suffer. You may know the noun face. I am pointing to my face right now, but you can also use face as a verb in English, and it means to deal with a problem. Smokers now face fines if they light up in parks. Do you know that English phrasal verb, light up? It just means to set a cigarette on fire. You might use a lighter to light up a cigarette. Yeah, and in the picture here, it looks like the man who is smoking in the park is facing a fine. A police officer is issuing him a fine. He will probably have to go to court and pay some money. Do you know what it means if something has been glamorized in English? If you don't, you are going to learn right now. It means made to look cool or attractive. Old movies often glamorized smoking. It was cool if you were a smoker. I have a couple sentences using glamorized because it can be quite difficult. Some people think social media has glamorized showing off money and expensive things. Take a look at this picture. We have a soldier. He is holding a gun or two, and I have this sentence for you. The war was glamorized in old stories, but in reality, it was full of pain. A lot of people suffer when there is war. You can have good habits. You can have bad habits. Let's talk about what a habit is. It is something you do regularly. That's a hard word to say. Regularly, like maybe every day, often without thinking. Smoking became a bad habit for him. But, like I said earlier, you can have good habits. Take a look at the picture. This woman looks like she is studying her English. She got into the habit of studying English right when she woke up. Let me know, are you in the habit of studying your English every day? If so, how do you do it? Do you watch other teachers on YouTube? Shout out to my friend Bob the Canadian. I am recording this on Canada Day, July 1st. He suffered quite an injury. I am glad to see he is back making English lessons. Regarded. It's another verb. We are talking about a lot of verbs today. Regarded means thought of in a certain way. Smoking is now regarded as dirty and dangerous, at least by many people. Some people probably still glamorize it. She regarded improving her English as one of the most important things in her life.
For decades, smoking was glamorized by French movie stars, but the habit once regarded by some as the epitome of French style is falling out of favour with the public. Opinion polls suggest that a majority of people support the ban, and the number of smokers in the country is falling. It's estimated 1 in 5 adults smoke daily today. 20 years ago, it was 1 in 4. This campaigner hopes France will one day be smoke-free.
It's important to protect children from passive smoking that kills more than 1 million people worldwide.
Love this word. Epitome. Epitome. You will often hear like the epitome of something. Let's get the definition. A perfect example of something. For years, smoking was the epitome of style in France. The small village is the epitome of peaceful living. And you might wonder, why do I have a picture of a man with a gold medal? He thought winning the gold medal was the epitome of success. What if something has fallen out of favor? Now, in the newscast, for some reason, my captions wrote it in the English way. Favor has a U, but I have written it in the American way because, well, this channel is called American English with Brent. Let's talk about what it means to fall out of favor. It means becoming less popular. Smoking is falling out of favor with young people. He fell out of favor with his teacher because he is always late to class. A campaigner. Now, this newscast came from Al Jazeera, and I think they use more like British English, so we don't use campaigner all that much in American English, but let's talk about it. That is a person who works to bring change. Health campaigners cheered the new smoking ban. Yeah, and if you would like to watch the newscast without my English lesson, there is a link in the description. There's also a link in the description if you would like to have a one-on-one conversation with me to improve your English. In the newscast, they talk about passive smoking, but in the United States, we use the term secondhand smoke. Let's talk about what they mean. Breathing in smoke from someone else's cigarette. Passive smoking, also called secondhand smoke, harms children. When I was young, my parents smoked. They both died at a pretty early age. But when we would go on car trips, they often smoked with us in the car. I'm sure I inhaled a lot of secondhand smoke when I was younger. Denormalizing. Denormalizing. That means making something seem not normal or okay. France hopes to denormalize smoking with these new rules. And I have a picture of somebody riding a bike for denormalizing. It has nothing to do with cigarettes. Let's talk about this sentence. The rules about helmets are denormalizing unsafe bike riding. Another story of when I was a kid, because I am quite old. I am turning 50 years old this year. But when I was younger, we never wore helmets when we rode bikes. Very unsafe behavior. I'm glad to see that when you ride a bike, it's very normal to wear a helmet.
And these cigarette-free spaces are ways of denormalizing smoking in society. It is a step to a tobacco-free generation.
Those gasping for a cigarette outdoors will still be allowed to puff away on cafe terraces that are for now exempt from the rules. But the government hopes the ban will dissuade people from taking up smoking and help those who already do to stub out a potentially fatal and polluting habit.
Generation. We use this quite a bit in English. Generation, all the people born around the same time. I was born in 1975, and in English, we say I am part of Generation X. This generation may see fewer smokers than the last. And in that picture, there are 3 generations in that one photo. You can see the grandmother. She is from one generation. The mom is from another generation, and the daughter is from yet another generation. 3 generations in one photo. And we have another verb to talk about: gasping. Gasping. The person in that photo looks like they are gasping. That means breathing in quickly, often because of a lack of air. He was gasping for air after too many years of smoking. You might go something like this: puff. It can actually be a noun or a verb. Here, let's use it as a noun. A small breath or cloud of smoke. She took one last puff before putting out her cigarette. But in the picture, you can see there are puffs of smoke with that train, but you could also say that train was puffing smoke. Here's a sentence where puff is used as a verb. She puffed on her cigarette during her lunch break. But there is a puff of smoke coming from the top of that train. I have seen that it is very popular to smoke outside of a French cafe. Well, guess what? That place is exempt from this new law. Exempt, it means not required to follow a rule. Outdoor terraces might be exempt from the new ban. And in the picture, we have a poor girl. She looks very sick. She was exempt from class for the day because she was sick. Maybe you have heard the word persuade in English. Well, here we have dissuade. It's the opposite. To persuade someone not to do something. High cigarette taxes are meant to dissuade people from smoking. If you try to get someone to do something, you are persuading them. Dissuade is the opposite. And in the picture, we have a man. He is grabbing his raincoat, but looking out the door and seeing it is raining quite hard. He was dissuaded from going on a walk because of the rain. Taking up. Taking up is an English phrasal verb meaning starting a new habit or activity. Many teens are taking up vaping instead of smoking. Vaping might be even more dangerous than smoking. I'm not sure. I've thought about taking up golf, but I just don't have the time. That is true for me. I started to think maybe I want to play some golf. Maybe I want to take up the sport of golf, but I'm very busy with my family, with my job, making English lessons on YouTube, so I thought I just don't have the time. Another great English phrasal verb here, to stub out. That means to press and put out a cigarette. He stubbed out his cigarettes when he saw the police. Congratulations, you made it to the end of another English lesson right up there, over there. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. And right down there is a bunch of English lessons from the country of France. Yeah, my wife and I had a great time there. If you would like to have a one-on-one English conversation with me, don't forget, check out the description for a link. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.